We are back for another dirt road adventure. We're a little bit past Dehesa, off of Dehesa Road, and we're on Sloan Canyon Road. And from my understanding, this will be a gravel road at some point, and it hooks up to Forest Route 16 somewhere. It's a little overcast today, which is actually nice because then it's not so hot. So let's continue and see where Sloan Canyon Road, or what the deal is here. I see signs that say no outlet, but checking on the map, it does show that it goes through at some point. So as you know, these are just roads that I find online. I just pick at random to check out and see what the deal is. Sort of rugged country. Okay, now we're turning into some gravel action here. So we'll see how long and where this dirt road goes. We're not in Flintstone country here with all the big rocks, but we're not far from it. I bet you there's a lot of creatures out here at night, a lot of wildlife. Maybe some mountain lions? I don't know. This is pretty close to my house. It's only like I left Spring Valley and I'm like 13 miles to here, so all these roads that I shoot videos are all relatively close to San Diego. So if you're in the Southern California region, there's quite a few of these to choose. And I usually try to go after the ones that are usually longer than 5 miles. There's a bunch of them, you know, that list like only a mile or two. I don't feel like driving, you know, 15 miles just to drive a mile on the dirt road. Well, there's some wash down there that looks like it sees a lot of dirt bike activity, or maybe four-wheeler activity. I can see the trails. Some whoops. I pretty much stay on the road. Out here now, the terrain is changing back into some Flintstone rocks. There's the first mile marker. What I saw online is that there's a couple, this forks off, and I think you pretty much have to stay to the left, and then this will come up to whatever the Forest Route 16 is, and then I follow that. That actually comes out to some tarmac somewhere. This is not far from like Hamul. So you see there's private residences out here. The house up there on the hill. This is still Sloan Canyon Road. I don't know what that's just private residence there, I think. I don't know what that is. Maybe a hiking trail? I don't know. We're gonna just, you know, explore. I got a full tank of gas, so we're ready to rock and roll. It's not too hot. All systems go, baby. I would like to live off of a dirt road. I don't know. I'm more into rural settings. I'm not condo material. I like to get away from idiots. And California's full of idiots. The wacky left This is their turf. Yeah, things are getting really crazy with all these violent protests. It's nuts. It's only going to get worse. The summer's going to be, you know what hot weather does to people. It makes them even more nuts. Doesn't this look like a movie set out here? Like you should see Running Bear out here on his horse in the Apache Warriors or something. This is a pretty little area in here. I see all these cars parked and nobody's in them. Like, I don't know what the deal is. People are just, what, picking berries? I don't see no berries. I don't know. Inquisitive minds want to know. And, you know, I'm not racing on here, so don't expect a lot of... Mile marker 2. This is just hard-packed gravel. Not too bad. Private property, no trespassing. In other words, stay the hell out. Now here we have some Mr. and Mr. Hiker. That's cool. They're out with their walking sticks. I'm not a big fan of metal walking sticks. If you're going to have a walking stick, have a beautiful hickory stick. Have something that shows a little character. Come on, people. Wouldn't this be great to be your driveway? I bet you it's as dark as a mother out here at night. Things are still green. Country for a little hike. I think over to the left is actually a dry riverbed. There's not a whole lot of time of the year that you actually see water in these rivers, but it's a situation where when the water comes, it's like flash flood shit, you know? No water now, and now you have a monsoon. Typical desert kind of like, you have mostly no water most of the time of the year, but when it does come, it's like time to build an ark. Now this is actually a wider road than like last weekend. We were on Black Canyon Road, and that was really narrow. And if you had other vehicles, it was hard to pass. There's no problem. It's very wide. Now for a road that said no outlet, I'm actually surprised that they have signage on here. I know I'm rambling. But as you know, I don't edit any of these videos, so you're never going to get like a soundtrack from me. What kills me is I watch a lot of video blogs of a lot of bikes, off-road kind of stuff, and it's like some of the places that these guys go are really nice, but they play this terrible music. Like, dude, what are you thinking? I don't want to listen to Alice Cooper on a, you know what I mean? Give me a break. It's just amazing what some people think is cool, but that's why everybody has different tastes, I know. You could have some serious off-grid living out here, which is cool. I don't see any power poles, so I don't know what the deal is. I mean, that shack over there actually looks like a modern house, so I don't know if all utilities are underground, but normally you'll see a power pole or something. No indication of any of that out here. But that didn't strike me as off-grid, but hell's bells, I don't know. Is it time for me just to shut up? I like this road. That's a little prick down there. People come back here. There's crazy people that have already done a fair share of graffiti on the rocks, so you know how that is. Everybody likes to leave their mark. Cool Earl was here, all that shit. I don't know why people like to destroy nature. We should appreciate nature, not destroy it. You know, you go to a park and you see everybody carve their initials in trees and stuff. It's like, come on, man. If you were a tree, would you like all these douchebags carving their initials in you? People are crazy. You know, I said I was going to learn my Garmin Montana, and I'm guilty. I haven't really done any self-help with it. I did find another channel that explains things more, so I am actually going to try to dig into that mile marker 4, because I would really like to get proficient and be using that. I know it's a really good unit, but you know, when it comes to gadgets and me, they're not really. Now, what's going on here? Now, what is this? N County Maintain Road. Now, you see, this was one of the first splits, and we're supposed to go off to the right there. But all of these roads are, I mean, we're talking, they are chained up. Well, that's really disappointing. I thought we were going to get to really go and enjoy something here, but for whatever reason, I didn't bring the bolt cutters. Not that I wouldn't bolt cut it. That's just not a good thing to do. But from looking on the map, you do follow. No, actually, thinking about it, it said to stay to the left, so that we would have gone back to on the left side, not the right side. But that's bolted up too. And I guess boundary, ecological reserve, no parking. End of county maintain road. Well, for whatever reason, the ecological reserve, I guess, has restricted access. So we're not going any further today. Sorry about that, folks. This is what I mean, you know, you just never know until you check these out, because it's hard enough to even find the information about these roads, let alone you know, if they're passable or not. And this is what I mean, you know, this is not very far from my house, so it's like not a real, you know, it's not a barn burner. It's not a real big deal. If I'd rode like, you know, an hour or so to come here thinking that, oh wow, there's going to be a really cool trail, and then you come here with all these freaking locked gates, well, that's, you know, that's a definite Debbie Downer kind of thing. But you know, we have other places we can check out. The day's not over yet. back to Hamul, back out to 94, take 94 east, past the Otay truck trail, and there's a lot of other dirt roads out there that I've been wanting to check out, so we might do that today. I will stop this video after I leave this road. See, this looks like a totally different road when you go the opposite way. It's a different perspective. So we might check out some other roads that we have no idea anything about. And you know, sometimes when you go on those roads, they actually turn out to be a pretty cool deal. Now this looks like an interesting piece of property. Somebody lives up there. There's a skull. Oh, somebody lives in this RV right here. But I like it. It's very rustic living. I like it. We find it better gear to be in there. I like that little place there. I don't go banging on anybody's doors though. Some of these people out here, I mean, you don't know what the deal is. Drive up on some meth lab. Lady walking her beast. Well, this had the makings of a pretty cool little adventure, but you know, you just don't know. But now if somebody says, oh, let's go out to Sloan Canyon, I'll say, don't waste your time, man. It's all locked up. Now, I've done some of these roads where, you know, it's like this and the gates are all open, so it's like, you don't know. I don't have my grinder with me. But, you know, a grinder will get through anything. But I respect people's private property. I don't advocate, I don't tell people to, you know, trespass or any of that, because it does make it rough for everybody else that's into dual sporting off-road. You know, if you violate people's properties, it makes it tough for everybody else, and then there's just going to be nothing but locked gates, and nobody's going to have any place to play on their dirt bikes. And you got to put yourself in a landowner's mindset. And like I said before, you know, some people on bikes tear trails up because they're racing and they're riding very aggressive and they rut shit out, just like a lot of four-wheel Jeeps. You know, they'll tear up a road, and if it's your road, you know, then you gotta fix it. All that shit costs money, man. The guy's still sitting meditating, I guess. I don't know what the hell the deal is. This is maybe only like, I don't know, 3 miles, maybe. It's not very far before you get to the lock gates. So, in reality speaking, it did say no outlet, so that's true. But like I said before, I've come back these kind of roads and gates have been opened, or the gates have just been, you know, totally removed, not there. So you gotta invest in the time and energy to check things out. You can't go on. Sometimes they have comments about places, and then sometimes the comments are like from, you know, 1995. So a lot can happen in that time. They're not accurate. You only have about 4 miles until you get to, well, that's beautiful flowers. About 4 miles of travel on this road, and then the gates are locked. But I did follow this road on the typo map online, and like I said, it does come out, but you ain't getting there today. Is wet. It's alright. Wash my boot off. Haven't had any water crossings in a while. Don't have any water this time of year. So really, the dirt road that's around here that's the longest that I've found so far is the Otay Truck Trail, because you're looking at about 26, 27 miles depending on where you start and where you go with it. So you can have a good half day of riding on the truck trail. And that always seems to be open. Now there's tributaries off of that you know, sometimes are closed. But the majority of it, all the times I've been on it, have always been open. I don't know what the deal is down there. It looks all sand wash like a river. It's actually the riverbed, so it's all sandy down there. So unless you like rap sand, see, there's a gate there you can go, but that's locked too. They put all of these big barriers because it really tells me that somebody's going out of their way to prevent any off-roading. So when somebody goes to the trouble to actually put those big concrete barriers, it's a pretty good indication that they really don't want you in there. And if you're caught in there, you can't plead insanity. They will, depending on who it is, they can throw the book at you, impound your bike. Yeah, they do all kind of crazy shit. I'm not dying to wrap in the sand anyway, so it doesn't really bother me one way or another, but it just seems crazy. So that was the extent of Sloan Canyon Road. I guess that guy's taking a leak. I think he would have gone a little bit further, deeper in the bushes, huh? Alright, I'm going to wrap this up right here because we are now back out to civilization. And if I can find some other adventure, we can start this back up. I don't know where, you know, it might take us, but I'm going to just figure out where we might go next. Alright, we're gonna shut down and we'll catch everybody later. Hasta la vista.